1. Welcome, everybody, to Rolling on 3, the first podcast for all three-wheel owners, whether you're riding on a Ryker, Spider, Slingshot, anything rolling on three wheels is the show for you. Today, I'd like to welcome Damon to the show. Damon is from San Antonio, Texas. Damon, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. And I start off the show with the same question. What are you rolling on?
I run on a Can-Am Ryker 2020.
Can-Am Ryker 2020. Nice. Okay. Well, when did you pick up that bike?
I bought it from Dallas and at an auction. I went off an auction, I think in August 15th when I won it. And I drove 4 hours to go pick it up. I won it off an auction. It seemed like me and this guy were going back and forth, and he finally gave up on it.
Oh,
and I won it.
All right. It was a live auction?
Yeah, it was a live auction.
Man. Oh wow. This is the first. I never had anybody who bought the bike from a live auction. That's cool. So where did you pick?
Yeah.
Where did you say you went to the auction to get it?
In Dallas, Texas.
How did that come about? How did you find that out?
I went. How it started, I was going to the dealership. And I'm like, I kind of want to pay cash, so I kind of kept doing my research. Now I went on the auction site, and they had Dallas, they had Georgia. And I seen they had 3 of them in Dallas. I'm like, let me see if I could bid on it and win it. So I had to pay the registration fee. I think it was like, I want to say $59 for a year. Now I had to put down a spending limit. So I think I had to put like $500 so I can go over a certain amount.
Right.
Then I seen one I liked, and the description said we're running, wasn't really nothing wrong with it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go after this one. So the day of the auction, I got on probably like about this time around about noon, and my time came up at number 9. Then I had a certain spending limit to see if I was gonna get it, but I kind of seeded the cap a little bit to win it.
How much did it come out to?
Whew. $39.50 when I paid for it.
Ooh,
But I'm like, man, it's a good deal. Down when I went up there, seeing it, it was kind of wrecked. I'm like, where the battery at? There was no battery or radio or nothing on it. But I'm like, the description said we're running. So in my head, like, well, I got a little work on it. I got to fix. So when I brought it home, I started working on it myself to put it back together. I ordered everything.
Okay.
And kind of find out my right frame was bent because I tried to put the panel on there.
Oh man.
I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, now I gotta go in the shop. So I took it in the shop, and it took about 2 months. They rebuilt the whole frame on there.
Wow.
For $1,500.
You still came under. You still came under for 2020. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So the place that you took it to get fixed, it's in your area, or you had to go somewhere else?
It's here in San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should have took them less than 2 months, but they had other stuff in front of it. So I was kind of getting impatient because like, well, it'll take me about 2 or 3 weeks. At 2 or 3 weeks, I ain't pick it up till November.
Ooh.
I dropped off in September and then pick it up in November.
Oh,
and
okay.
that story is, it'll probably been there longer, but I was getting impatient because he kept lying to me week after week. So the manager came in and said, well, I'm gonna have it together today. I'm like, can I help? He's like, sure. So me and him put it back together.
Oh man. Well, that's not bad. I mean, at least you got to work on it, put your hands on it. That's dope. Yeah,
I had little minor issues, like I was still getting a fault code, so it kept putting me in limp mode. So I took it to the dealership, and then back in January when I finally got it fixed completely. I drove to New Braunfels that day. I met Thrill Mouse. I met him.
Right.
I came back home. I hit a back road. I think I hit a bump and set right off the fault mode.
Oh man. They had those sensor issues or something else. They're a little finicky. People tell me about those all the time.
Yeah, so I put in the shop. They kept it there 3 days, and they've been running perfect since.
No, that's good.
I rolled it twice since then because the snowstorm and kind of been cold here.
Yeah, I know. Texas, you guys got hit crazy out there. That's amazing, man. I was talking to a few guys on my last live show, and they were like, man, it was just, it came out of nowhere out there.
Yeah, it was crazy. I never experienced that here since I've
Mm,
been here. I
right,
experienced it elsewhere, but not
right.
here.
Did you ever ride a bike before, motorcycle?
Nope, this is my first one. I've been
Okay.
wanting one for so long, but this is the first one I ever rode.
Wow,
And I'm
all
like, I
right.
see why people ride. Even though I ain't on two wheels, I see why they ride. It's just the thrill.
So what made you choose what made you choose the three-wheeler and not a two-wheeler anyway?
I guess seeing people flipping, like my biggest fear going to curves, I get to lean and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know if I can lean like that. Cause my best friend, he have a 1400. I can't think of the name. He got 1400. I just see
Mhm.
how he go on the ride with him. I'm like, nah, I'm still to the three wheels. I can't. I'm not swerving through traffic like that.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, from me being on two wheels to three, I kind of like, to me, it's more of a relaxing ride because in two wheels, it's mostly you got to think 4 or 5 steps ahead. But to me, this is more of a cruising back and chilling ride. So I kind of like love the three wheels. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I
Now,
love it too. I want to
mhm.
upgrade in the future.
Oh yeah,
I want to up to a spider. I ain't trying to leave the Riker, but I want to upgrade to a spider because I want to do long travels.
right. Yeah, that you'll definitely like that because with the Spider, you have a lot more room. It's a little bit more comfortable and a lot more storage space if you're doing long runs.
I know my amp taking away my trunk space already.
We're gonna talk about those mods in a bit, but what's the riding like in San Antonio? Is it like, are you in a rural part or is it city riding? Like, what are you doing over there?
City ride. My friends stay like 5 minutes from here, so my experience is my first time. I was kind of scared to get on the highway because I ain't no experienced rider.
Okay.
And my first ride with him, and he did exactly what I didn't want him to do: go straight on the highway. So he took me on the highway. I'm like, oh Lord, then he like, you got to keep up. And I'm like, I'm already nervous. So he kind of took me out of that shaky experience. So we went on a back road. There's a back road we took. It was nice. It was a straightaway. He told me to go ahead. I'm gonna catch up with you. So I'm like, well, let me get this free out my way. I'm gonna see how fast it goes. So I think I got up to about 102 on the back road, and he just came out of nowhere and passed. I'm like, wow. But after that day, I got back on the highway, and I've been comfortable ever since. Every time we ride, we go on the highway.
That's good. I mean, it's good. I guess it's sort of like when you jump into the pool not knowing how to swim. You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it, right? That's all. That's a good way to do it. At least he took you out there. And are you planning on taking the course or?
Oh, I'm already licensed.
Oh, okay. All right. Even
That's the
better.
first thing. That's the first thing I did before I got it. I got the license, but here it's kind of like they govern it to about 15 miles, so I didn't get the true experience how fast it go.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So it governed 15 miles, and we done it in one day.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
from 8 to 5 on a Saturday. So 8 to 5. The
And is
first,
it? Mhm.
I think the first 4 hours was on a bike, then the
Right.
last 4 hours in class.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess that's some type of experience just to be on it. I get that. I get that. How's in San Antonio, how's the bike life? How's the culture out there? Is it a lot of riders? Is it big? What is it about out there?
I'm starting to see more and more now. At first,
Mhm.
I didn't see him. I didn't see that many.
Right.
Now, when I drive around, I'm like, where they come from? I don't see too many, but it's plenty of them here. But I don't really see them unless it's on weekend. I've probably seen maybe 5 or 6 on the highway since I've been here. Well, since I
Okay.
started riding,
Right.
I I met one guy at the dealership. Then I met another one. There's a guy, his wife. I met them at a restaurant, and she had a 600.
Okay.
Then I seen about 2 or 3 on the highway.
Okay.
My
So
cousin,
it's getting a
my
little
cousin told
popular.
me,
Mhm.
yeah, my cousin told me he seen one just like mine that kind of like a darker green. I'm
Oh,
like, I need to see him.
that's right. There's only one Green Lantern Ryker out there right now.
Yep.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now that you're in the bike life, uh, you was a well, you still are a truck man. So tell me about this truck club you got.
I met my friend back in, well, he my best friend. I met him back in school. We were
Mm.
going, I was in diesel tech and he was in welding.
Okay.
And that's why I basically just got my truck lifted. So he been asking me to join the club. I'm like, I don't know. So it took me about a month to think about it. Then I joined back in January, like 2019, I joined. And I got the experience to go to truck shows in Houston. I went to Daytona that year. Then now I started putting more. I kind of slacked off my bike so I get my truck ready because he promoted me to the Texas chapter president.
Oh,
So
wow. Okay.
I, I'm the chapter president of Texas now. So it's one of the biggest club in the nation. It's
Mm.
level7tc.com if y'all want to check it out. And my president named Chris Pat. So if you got a clip, basically if you got a hooked up truck and you look to do more to it, apply for it and
Oh,
he'll look into it.
all right. I mean, that's pretty
We
dope.
kind of know, we kind of know. Well,
Uh,
he
mhm.
known around the world because we got, I would say about 400 to 500 members.
Wow. Wow. That is awesome, man. Dang. I know the truck life is big, especially when you start heading out to the Midwest and stuff like that. I've seen pictures of what guys do to their trucks, but that's cool that you're into that and the mods. So the modifications for the Ryker mustn't be not much for you to do, huh?
I kind of think about a kind of image what I want to do, and I just do it.
What have
It's
you
kind of
done
like
so far?
I added two tower speakers to it. I changed the muffler out. I'm running dang, I can't think of his name. The exhaust system he have, Brandon King. I'm running
Brandon
with
King.
Brandon King.
Brandon King.
Then I got the amp, the marine amp, so it kind of like waterproof.
Hmm.
Now basically here and there, I did all the painting myself in the garage.
Okay.
The the decal, my best friend that got the 1400, he do my decal. Then I changed out the headlights, so I'm running different headlights. I got the LED headlights on there,
Right.
and that's about it. Still a little bit more, like I, the windshield. I did that, and I'm still trying to think what else I can do to it. I want to change the seats. I want to change the seats out because I can't ride too long on the regular seats.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way, man. Those seats are not, and I want to get the custom seat, but with that price, I'm working with somebody who's actually gonna make a actual seat for me instead of me buying their custom seat.
Hmm.
He's gonna redesign a seat that'll fit on the bike, and I'll have it custom stitched with everything I want on it. Instead of spending that type of money, I was gonna get something else done. But from what I hear, the custom seat is very, very comfortable.
I heard
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
fault.
No problem. No problem. We fix that in editing. But no, that's cool. So how much are you in on mods if you had to have a price, if you had to price it?
Oh man, what's this? I'll say almost 2,000.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I've had
Wait,
some crazy numbers.
I still got more. Cause I want to change out the pedals on there.
Oh
I want to
yeah?
get the full pedals. I can't ride because I'm like seeing like I put my feet in the middle of it, it start aching. I'm like, man, I gotta stretch my leg out.
That's one thing I wasn't planning on doing was the pedals. That's the only thing I probably won't do, but everything else I add on to that thing so much. Oh, and I didn't do the grill guard. That's the one
Oh,
thing
yeah,
I didn't.
I got that one too.
Oh,
I
you
got the
got?
grill guard. Then I won the other one from Thread House Motor from Steelworks.
Oh, okay.
So I won that. So I just put that on there. I was gonna paint it, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna leave it black.
All right, all right. I mean, I didn't do. I put a little mesh guard that I picked up myself, and I just cut it out and put it into the grill. But I didn't buy any custom ones because I don't know if I'm gonna keep buying all these customized parts. I think I'm gonna try to start making my own because there's just certain looks I want to add to the bike, especially with lighting, and I don't want to buy it. So I'm just gonna look into seeing if I could just construct my own wiring and stuff like
That
that.
same here. Same here. I was looking to put on the lights on there. I went to the LED light place here in San Antonio. They known too.
Hmm.
He gave me the price on putting the lights on. Like, no, I'm doing it myself. I'm like, you charge a lot.
Yeah, yeah, it is a lot. That's why I was like, if I order my own kits and the length that I want and the color sequence, I'm just gonna wire it up myself and just I have an idea what I want to do, but it's little bit at a time because right now it was riding season for I got out for like 3 days and then the temperature just dropped again. So we're back in the 30s. So I'm waiting till next week when it gets nice so I could ride out again and start doing some more. I got some other plans I want to do. So
That same here.
yeah, in your area, do they have like a popular bike meet place? Like, people who are traveling and they want to stop. Is there like like the popular spot where everybody goes with their bikes?
I can't tell you all that 'cause I'm still trying to figure everything out. If anything, I can find out more with my friend, but I know in Houston, they
Uh-huh.
they have it big down there.
Okay.
I know they have Sling Fest coming up in Galveston.
Okay.
So
All right.
I don't know if I want to drive that 3 hours on my bike or I'm pull it with my truck down there.
Yeah, that's a big truck you in there though. Can you just put the bike in the truck?
Now, 'cause I got you know how the old Avalanche look?
Yes, yes.
So I have a Silverado, but I have the Avalanche kit to it.
Oh, okay, okay. So yeah, the bed is kind of taken up with a spoiler,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, I know a little bit about trucks. So, you told me you was in the military. Are you still in the military
I'm
or
retired.
retired? All right. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. So you've been, oh, so you're a career man. So, San Antonio, is that your last stop, your first stop? Is that where you settling at, or how was it?
Well, this is my last stop. I
Okay.
love it here because I came here with my friends now. Now I'm like, well, I'm in moving back here once I'm done. So that will happen. I move back here.
Okay.
Mississippi, not the place I want to be. I love to move back home, but only the time right.
Right.
It's just like Mississippi is basically a retirement place for buy land and live.
Hmm.
And plus, I have my kids, and I know they're gonna get bored quick. So they love it here because there's so many things to do here.
Right.
But they
How
always say
is
they want to.
right?
Oh, they say they want to move there because they're cousins, but I don't know.
How is that area of San Antonio, Texas? I mean, what is it like? How can I
It's
say
always
it?
something to do. Oh,
Okay, there you go.
there's always something to do here. It's like they have festival every time you look around. Then we got SeaWorld, Six Flags.
Okay,
Then we got the zoo downtown. Then we got the Riverwalk. Then they got like a lot of stuff for the kids, like Andretti's and stuff, David Buster's. There's always stuff going on.
okay, okay, okay. That's cool. That's cool. So, I know you have done the truck club level 7. Are you gonna do a Can-Am Ryker club, or you have that in the works, or you're in one? What's up with that?
Well, um, my president already talking about. He just opened up a car club. He just brought car clubs in our truck club. So
Okay.
we're a car and truck club now. I'm trying to convince him to bring the motorcycle in. So he's working on that down the road.
Okay. All right. I hear a lot of people do that now. When they get a few guys together, they start their own clubs and chapters. So that's nice
Yeah,
to see,
because we
especially
got
when
a
you get a
couple of
good
guys.
group. Hmm.
We got a couple of guys in our club got more custom bikes too. So
Oh, okay.
when I brought the idea to him, he's like, "It sounds good. Let's work on this car club first, then we'll move on to the bike club once we get established."
All right. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Absolutely. So, uh, you did the music. Now, I didn't do music on my bike. You put the marine speakers. Was that a hard job? Like, if someone's listening right now and they want to put that good music on it, what advice would you give them?
That sounds good because my friend basically he did everything.
Hmm.
Then I don't have that much bass in it, and more Tribble is very vocal.
Okay.
I can't even have my radio too loud because you can hear it from a long way. So I had to turn my music halfway down so I can enjoy it.
That's crazy.
But it sounds great though.
Yeah.
If I turn on now, you'll hear the whole apartment complex.
Wow. Wow. Was it a hard job to do?
For him, when I had it at first, I had it behind me. I couldn't hear. So he
Okay.
came back and put on a frame so it faced towards me.
Okay.
I said it probably took him for him about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay. All right. That's good. Well, if somebody wants to put their music on it, is it worth it? Does the muffler drown it out or what?
Not really.
Okay.
I really don't want to play loud because drivers they get annoyed. They're beside you at the light. They probably got something smart to say. So I play when I'm down the highway, like when I'm just cruising.
I hear you.
But,
Keeping it
but
at a
if I want
moderate
to,
tone.
if I go light to light, I know people here they kind of get a little rude with it.
I hear you. I understand that totally.
It's loud enough. It's loud enough to drown out the muffler.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I have one of those loud mufflers, so music is a wrap for me. I actually have to ride with earplugs because my muffler is so loud. It's like, but I need it out here. I just people don't pay attention unless they hear in New York City. So I make sure they hear me loud and clear coming down that highway. Loud
That
and
was my
clear.
first. That my first thought was the painted loud, a loud color, painted a loud color, and had loud, loud pipes on it.
Yeah. That's from my old school riding experience where you gotta have a loud pipe on your bike, but that's old school. So if you had to describe your Can-Am experience in one word or in one sentence, how would you describe it?
I absolutely love it. My first experience riding, I absolutely love it.
Right.
That's why I want to upgrade in the future for the travel purpose. It's just getting out there. It's just you in the highway and other drivers, but it mainly just you. You can just cruise and not think about nothing. And that's what I love about it. I get out there and just I'm in the outdoors.
Right. No,
I
no,
love
that
every
that's a perfect description of it. Absolutely perfect description of it. If you had to describe it, that's your feeling. And like I said, every time I get somebody on here, they always have like a different experience from the same bike. So I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So um, we're really much at the end of the show because people's attention spans are pretty short nowadays. So I don't like to stretch it out. But
I understand.
you could tell people what you got going on social media wise and how they could contact you or your club or they want to watch what you're doing to your bike. Just tell everybody what you got going on.
Uh I have an Instagram, Facebook, and my Instagram is what's it, Ghost Rider, at Instagram. Then I had the Green Ryker. I can't think of the top of my head. I got the Green Ryker, and then I have Texas chapter, level 7 Texas chapter. You can find me on that. So I have like 3 pages going. One from the president, my chapter president. I got that one. Then I got my bike, and I got my truck one.
All right, all right. I mean, that's it. So I'll post all the information down below on the channel. Uh, I like to thank my friend Damon for being on the show and talking about his Riker. I'm Keith Hammer. This is Rolling on Three, the podcast for all three wheelers. If you need to reach me, you can reach me on Instagram at the Shadow Black Riker. You can email me at rollingon3wheels@gmail.com. That's the number 3. My YouTube channel is Rolling on Three Wheels, spelled out. My Twitter is Rolling on Three. So if anybody wants to reach me, that's how you reach me. The podcast also is on YouTube and streaming on all social media platforms, which is at iTunes, Spotify, Google Cast, and all that stuff. Damon, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it, man. I'll be posting all your stuff below if people want to get in touch with you, man. Thank you for giving me your time for the show, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here.
Of course, man. Of course, anytime.